A quiet morning dawned as Leah sat at her kitchen table, savoring the warmth of the coffee her boyfriend Preston had just prepared. But as the rich aroma filled the air, something felt off. A strange metallic scent lingered, unsettling her. She never imagined that this simple cup of coffee would unravel the fabric of trust and love she had built, or that a single moment of doubt would change her life forever. Hello, dear viewers. Thank you for joining us on this unforgettable journey. If Leah's story draws you in, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more captivating tales of love, betrayal, and resilience. Let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. Now, let's dive into Boyfriend Made Me a Cup of Coffee with a Very Strange Smell. I swapped mugs with my sills and discover how one moment of suspicion became a journey of courage and redemption. Leah had always believed that love was built on trust, on the small, everyday moments that tied two lives together. The way Preston brought her coffee every morning, his warm smile lingering as he kissed her forehead, was one of those moments she cherished. But today felt different. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee usually filled the kitchen with a comforting warmth. But this morning, something was off. Leah furrowed her brows as she lifted the cup to her lips. A faint metallic scent lingered, barely noticeable, yet unsettling. She paused, her heart skipping a beat. Maybe it's just my imagination, she thought, shaking her head. Across the room, Tessa, Preston's sister, bustled in, her heels clicking against the wooden floor. "Morning. Coffee ready?" she chimed, reaching for her cup. Leah hesitated, then, almost instinctively, switched their mugs while Tessa grabbed her phone from the counter. It was a fleeting moment, barely significant, but Leah couldn't ignore the sudden chill down her spine. Preston entered, his hazel eyes lighting up when he saw Leah. "Morning, babe," he greeted, leaning in for a quick kiss. Leah forced a smile, her mind still fixated on the strange smell. Tessa took a sip from the mug Leah had pushed toward her. Within minutes, her expression twisted in discomfort. She clutched her stomach, muttering, "I don't feel so good," before rushing out. Leah's eyes widened. Coincidence? Or something darker? She glanced at Preston, who stood frozen for a moment before quickly following Tessa. Leah's hands trembled as she set down the untouched cup of coffee. What just happened? That evening, Leah found herself replaying the morning's events over and over. She sat on the living room couch, her laptop open but untouched. Preston had been acting strange lately, distant and preoccupied. She had chalked it up to work stress, but now, doubts gnawed at her. Her phone buzzed. It was a text from her best friend, Julia. "Julia. Hey, how's my favorite couple? Any wedding bells soon?" Leah smiled faintly, but the thought of a future with Preston now felt clouded. She typed back, "Leah, we're good. Just a weird morning. I'll call you tomorrow." Preston walked in, his presence immediately shifting the room's atmosphere. Leah studied him, searching for something, anything, that could explain her growing unease. "You've been quiet all day," Preston said, sitting beside her. "Everything okay?" Leah nodded, forcing her voice to stay steady. "Yeah, just tired." Preston's eyes lingered on her longer than usual, as if he were trying to read her mind. "I know things have been stressful lately. Work's been overwhelming," he said, running a hand through his dark hair. Leah wanted to believe him. She wanted to trust that the man she loved, the man she had envisioned her future with, wasn't hiding something. But the morning's incident haunted her. "Preston," she started, choosing her words carefully. "This morning, the coffee... Did you notice anything strange?" He blinked. A flicker of something. Surprise? Guilt? crossed his face before he chuckled softly. Strange? No. Why? Leah shrugged, feigning nonchalance. It just smelled different. Preston leaned in, kissing her temple. You're probably just tired. Don't overthink it, babe. But Leah couldn't shake the feeling that she was right to overthink it. Later that night, Leah lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. Preston's steady breathing beside her didn't bring her the comfort it usually did. Her mind raced back to small moments she had brushed off before, moments that now felt glaringly suspicious. The time she felt nauseous after drinking tea Preston made, the sudden migraines after their dinner dates, the way he subtly discouraged her from attending important meetings at work. Leah had always attributed it to stress or coincidence, but now each memory felt like a piece of a dark puzzle she hadn't realized she was part of. She reached for her phone and opened her notes app, typing a single line. Trust your instincts. Sleep evaded her that night, as Leah's world began to crack beneath the surface of love's facade. Leah couldn't shake the unease that clung to her like a heavy fog. Morning had come too quickly after a restless night, and as she sat at the kitchen table, her untouched cup of coffee in front of her, she found herself lost in thought. The Curinam faint scent of metal still lingered in her memory, mingling with the unsettling image of Tessa's pained expression. Her phone buzzed, pulling her from her thoughts. It was Julia again. Julia. Okay, seriously, what's going on? You never ignore me this long. Leah sighed, fingers hovering over the screen before replying. Leah, something weird happened yesterday. Can we meet? The response was immediate. Julia, coffee shop at noon? Leah, see you then. Preston walked in, his sharp features softening with a smile. Morning, beautiful. Leah forced a smile, but her eyes betrayed her turmoil. Morning. Heading out today? He asked casually, pouring himself coffee. Yeah, Leah replied. Meeting Julia. She watched him closely, noting the subtle change in his expression. It was brief, almost imperceptible, but it was there, the flicker of something unreadable. That's nice, Preston said, voice even. Tell her I said hi. Leah nodded, but inside her mind raced. The coffee shop buzzed with life, the clinking of cups and soft hum of conversations creating a familiar comfort. Leah spotted Julia in their usual corner, already waving enthusiastically. Okay, spill, Julia demanded the moment Leah sat down. Leah hesitated, unsure where to start. It's Preston, she finally admitted. Something feels off. Julia's playful demeanor faded into concern. Off how? Leah recounted the events of the previous morning, the metallic smell, the swapped cups, Tessa's sudden illness. Julia listened intently, her expression shifting from confusion to worry. Duh, you think? Julia hesitated, lowering her voice. He did something to the coffee? Leah exhaled sharply. I don't know. It sounds crazy, doesn't it? Maybe, Julia said softly. But your gut's telling you something. And I've learned to trust your gut. Leah appreciated Julia's support, but the weight of her suspicions pressed down on her. I need to be sure before I accuse him of something so unthinkable. Julia nodded. Then we find out. Together. That evening, Leah found herself rummaging through the kitchen, searching for, she wasn't even sure what. Clues? Evidence? Something to validate her fears? Looking for something? Preston's voice startled her. Leah spun around, forcing a laugh. Just couldn't find the tea I like. Preston's eyes narrowed slightly before he chuckled. You and your tea. As he left the room, Leah's gaze fell on a small, unmarked bottle at the back of the cupboard. Her heart pounded as she reached for it, reading the fine print. Metalloid compound. A term she didn't understand, but it sounded anything but harmless. Her mind reeled. Was she overreacting?